What's going on, everyone? So I wanted to share with you, I was out fishing today and my drag wasn't clicking, right? And this is something that can happen to you when you're using braid specifically. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. So again, I was fishing, I had my Texas rig on, and I was going to set the hook, and no matter how much tension I had on here, you know, it's clicking here. You can hear it. It wasn't changing the drag. So the first step you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not free spinning on the reel here with your braid, which is typically what happens, and that's exactly what's happened to me. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. And the way you can check to make sure that's not happening is when you pull, the casing here should actually spin if you're actually letting out line. If it doesn't, then you're free spooling, and that usually happens with braids. So you just have to put backing on. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so as I said, I got my Shimano here. This is a 4,000 reel. Great reel, but when I was fishing, right, you can see it's pulling the line out, but it's not actually spinning this, right? No matter how much I was messing with this, it just wasn't working. So if that's the case, and this was properly, you know, spinning with it, this whole unit, you know, the Nexave, the words would spin with the drag. So if it's not doing that, that tells you right here, especially with braid, this is pretty common, that you're just spinning around the spool. So you're not actually, you know, catching there at the base. So what that means is you're gonna have to, what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm going to have to strip all this braid off and put out a backing of maybe like a mono backing, just something that I can then connect the braid to. So I'm gonna show you how to do that, how to tie the knots, and how to respool it. So on here I have my power braid, and I really don't want to get rid of it because it's good line. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna, this is just like a fluoro here leader that I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna just take my old line and wrap it around there just so I don't get it tangled off, and then I'm gonna respool it with that. So it's always helpful to have, and this still has line on it, but enough that I can at least wrap around it so I don't just have to waste, you know, a good 150 yards of good braid. So guys, this is definitely not fun work. It's pretty tedious, but you know, it's gonna save you from having to spend another $20 or $30. So, all right, so as you can see here, right, I have there's my braid. So it was just spinning around there. I wasn't even getting any good drag there. So I'm gonna snip that off, and I'm gonna put on, I just got some cheap, just mono. So I'm just gonna put some mono on there just so it can catch around here better, because braid sometimes can slip. And then I'm gonna tie the mono to the braid, and then I'll respool all my braided line. And you know, this is just 12-pound mono, and this stuff is, I believe it's 30-pound braid. So I'm gonna show you that, how we connect braid to mono, and then we'll spool it up. All right, so I have my mono here. I'm honestly just gonna tie just some straight overhand knots. Nothing crazy. Not too concerned, because again, this is gonna be buried under all the other line. So you just wanna make sure it stays in place here. Some people use tape, but whatever you wanna do. Cut the tag end. Sorry, I'm a lefty, so you probably can't see that. All right, and then you wanna make sure that you're just spooling it in the proper direction. So sometimes I'll kind of wrap it to start just to get it going. I'll close it, and then I'm just gonna, all right, so I'm just going to just kind of put some line on here, not a whole lot. I can have a good amount of backing, just having some tension there. So before we cut this and then we tie our braid, I just want to test my drag. So you can see here, I mean, see how that, it's spinning, getting that click. So that tells me I'm caught, I'm good to go. So now from here, we're just gonna tie our braid back to the mono, since we have a good backing there. All right, so you can't quite see, but I have my mono here, and I have my braid here. Can't really see that braid at all, I guess is the point. So what I like to do first is I like to take the mono. You're gonna just take a loop. So you got your loop here, all right? And I leave a good amount of line on the end. So I have my loop, right? I got the tag end hanging off here, my loop's there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna back it through. It's just a uni knot. All right, so back through, and then I'm just gonna wrap the braid and make sure you get enough of that braid through. But I'm just gonna tie a basic uni knot, and you know, you can just Google or YouTube how to tie a uni knot. So we're just gonna tie that here. So again, and because it's, you know, they're very similar line diameters in terms of the 12 mono and 30 braid, I'm just gonna do about 6 down, and then I'm gonna run it back and go 6 loops back. And I'm just trying to kind of get my back loops to be kind of in the grooves. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, you know, you're going through there. All right, let's go one more. And then you're just gonna go back through that original loop. Should have braid, tag, and the braid line on one end, and then you have your mono tag and your mono line on the other. Kind of just work that knot down into that position. You know, make sure you're kind of moving it around, kind of slide it down in there. And then just take both line ends, give it a good tight pull. Then you should be good to go. And then you're just gonna cut the tag ends here. So I got my, make sure you're cutting. One time I did this and cut the wrong end, had to restart. My braid scissors. Come on. Cool. So as you can see, tied a knot. So I know it's not the best quality, but you get the idea. And this is a uni knot. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna basically re-spool the same way I would, right? It's got my tension. And then what I'll do real quick, I'm not done, but I'll just check again. And perfect, we fixed it. All right, so I will finish up re-spooling this and we'll be good to go.